How's it going, Drew?
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I don't want this to be the Drew episode. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, listen. Hey. If you're one of our 7 listeners, you know how mentally ill I am. You know this, right? A lot of the things that I have to talk about tonight are things that we have previously been talked about.
Mhm.
But these past 2 weeks, Paul, these past 2 weeks since we last recorded have been
Okay.
substantial.
Tell me where it hurts, Drew.
I don't know, man. Where do you want to start?
I don't. This is the Drew show. Do it.
I don't want it to be the Drew show.
Go for it. Where do you want to start?
Paul,
Okay.
in these unprecedented times, what's the worst possible thing do you think that I could spend money on right now?
Your computer?
I'll accept that.
or another firearm?
No. Okay.
No,
So
no, okay,
for
okay,
once,
okay.
for once, the things that I spent money on in the past 2 weeks was not a firearm.
Okay.
But I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
I don't know how else to do this. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay.
So if you are even remotely adjacent to computers, you know that because of everything AI right now,
But you should buy RAM.
computer components are under a crunch. And like RAM was video cards
Yeah.
had gotten steadily more expensive. Then RAM. Now it's hard drives.
Yes. I briefly entertained, I should build a new NAS. And then I looked at hard drive prices, and with the ones I could find, I'm like, nope.
Even like regular mechanical hard drives even are insane right now.
Really expensive right now. Yeah, and hard to find too. Yeah.
I need to find the webpage before we talk about this.
You do. What did you build?
Technically, I didn't build anything.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed.
Okay. Oh shit. Drew. Oh, okay. Drew has, for the people listening on the audio podcast, Drew has just pasted a Micro Center link into the show notes. So that's not very uncommon, but this one's a little different. This page goes to the Power Spec AI 100 workstation. It contains an AMD Ryzen Threadripper 9960X 4.2 gigahertz processor, a motherboard, 128 gigabytes of RAM, a GeForce RTX 5090, 2 terabytes of storage, and all the other stuff. This is an AI workstation, and not to bury the lead, the sticker price is $9,999.99.
Okay. I did not pay that much.
Okay, good.
The price of this has actually gone up this week.
I would imagine, yeah.
It was just shy of $9,000 when I bought it.
Okay.
Because I bought this a week ago. And in the time since I have bought it, it has gone up. Okay. So with that out of the way, we need to talk about what is actually in this computer. So for those of you that don't know, Power Spec is Micro Center's house brand of computers.
Right.
And when people come to me and say,
generally well regarded too.
They're extremely well regarded for one very, very simple reason. It's all off the shelf parts.
So Microsoft just buys the stuff off their own shelves, assembles it
pretty much,
or pulls it out of the warehouse and puts them together.
Now a lot of times, right, when if you look at the Power Spec computers on Micro Center, a lot of times, they run the range from not too pricey to what you're looking at right here. It really all just depends on like what video card you have, what processor comes in it, pretty much everything buying a computer. But again, the big really cool thing about this is that it's all consumer stuff. There's no proprietary stuff in this thing at all. It's not like Alienware where there's like a weird ass daughter board or something, or like a
Yeah.
goofy power supply that is incompatible with every other motherboard. It's literally stuff off the shelf at Micro Center. So it's great for two reasons. One, they're priced exceptionally competitively. And I know that's a wild thing to say on a $10,000 computer, but give me a little bit of rope here.
Okay.
But even if you don't buy something like this, you could start with a relatively cheap or entry level computer. And this is it's brilliant because Micro Center is basically encouraging you to tinker,
Yeah.
right? You could go to Micro Center and pick up one of these things, and then 6 months later, if you want to upgrade the video card, like, you're set. You walk into
Yeah.
Micro Center, hey, I bought this power spec. They could pull it up. The nice, friendly, helpful people there will tell you, like, here's what I think would work good in your computer. It's secretly brilliant because
Yeah.
it helps you kind of ease your way into the hobby if you've never built computers. Now, previously in my home, I have a lot of spare hardware. And I think we had talked about a couple weeks ago, I had cobbled together basically an AI workstation where I have
Yeah.
an NVIDIA
Yeah.
3090, which is a 2-generation old card, but still very, very capable, especially for AI workloads. It's 24 gig card. I had an older, like, first generation Ryzen 3000 Pro processor with 64 gigs of RAM, bunch of old SSD hard drives that I threw it together. And for a few weeks, I was just kind of limping by doing, local LLM stuff and doing image generation things and everything like that. And I was having a lot of fun. And I think that, again, we had talked about what it would look like to upgrade my computer and looking at Micro Center.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have even setting price aside, they don't have the stuff in stock. They don't. So I was just kind of leafing through the Micro Center website when I came across this computer. Here's the thing. This is a Ryzen Threadripper 9960, so it's the current generation Threadripper. Okay. It also comes with the Asus Pro TRX Sage Wi-Fi motherboard, which is $1,000 by itself.
That's a beefy motherboard then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
How many cores is that?
24.
24. Okay. That's a lot of cores.
Now again, why was I originally looking at Threadripper? Well, I again was toying with the idea of putting multiple video cards in my computer. And the only platform right now that really lets you leverage that is the Threadripper platform. So if you've never tinkered with computers, and you'd be forgiven for being a normal, well-adjusted person who doesn't think about this kind of shit, your motherboard has the concept of what are called PCIe lanes, and it's directly correlated to the processor you have. And essentially what it is it is a budget of bandwidth. Most
Right.
motherboards allow you to slot in a really powerful video card in your first PCIe slot. It runs at full speed, and it takes advantage of the memory bandwidth, the memory bus, and delivers everything. Which is why, if you're building a computer, one of the common questions people ask is, do I have to put the graphics card in the first available slot? And the answer is almost universally yes, because that's where it's designed to go. Every other slot on the motherboard runs slower.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I was originally looking at upgrading my workstation, I was going to get a Threadripper motherboard and throw in the video card I had. And then at some point down the line, invest in a second accelerator card with more memory to host bigger models, do more stuff. So Threadripper is the only platform that does that. And again, Micro Center's been sold out. Newegg's been sold out. I mean, stuff is crazy expensive, but it's not stopping the enthusiast crowd from buying it. And we're running out. Like, we're literally running out of sand because we don't have have this stuff. So I found this, and I was looking at it, and it literally has the Threadripper and the motherboard that I wanted. Now, by itself, if I were to buy that combination, even in a bundle at Micro Center, you're pushing $4,000. Okay. Now, did I need to spend money on this computer to get that componentry? I first saw this and I said, there's no way I'm going to spend this money. but it has a 5090 in it.
Yeah.
Again, that is right now a $4,000 video card. So components alone, we're at motherboard, memory, processor, video card, we're pushing $8,000 for those components if I were to buy them separate.
Okay. And you haven't even dealt with RAM and storage yet.
No. That includes RAM.
Oh, that okay.
Okay. But before I even get to storage, Paul, if I were to go buy those components off the shelf, there's other stuff I need.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, storage, a power supply.
Forget about all that. Okay. Power supply. Glad you brought that up. The power supply that was in my computer was 800 watts.
Yeah.
That ain't going to do it. Dog. This computer comes with a 1,600 watt power supply.
Woo, buddy.
Now,
that's a lot of power.
I'm going to jump ahead and say that AEP likes to send you those emails about how much energy you use per week. I've seen a significant increase in my energy consumption.
Yeah, I bet it's noticeable.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What else would I need if I were to buy all this separate, Paul? What am I crazy about, Paul?
Cooling.
This doesn't come with a heat sink or a fan.
Is it to have all-in-one cooler in there?
Yes, it already has one. So again, that's another $300 or $400 that you got to get on a 2 terabyte hard drive. I didn't need a hard drive, but I'm already in for so much. Why not? And it came with a nice case. But so I really started breaking it out, and I'm like, I don't need the 5090, but I was thinking about getting a second video card. This is a Threadripper board. I could run my 3090 and my 5090 with the 1,600 watt power supply that this comes with. ... So I went and bought it, and I basically took it out of this case and threw it in the existing rack mount one that I have.
I was gonna ask, like, did you take it out of the case and rack mount it? Because I know you've got a rack for that stuff. Yeah. Okay, because you did rack mount it. Okay.
It all fits. I'm not gonna say it's the most thermally proficient way to do this, because at full tilt, I can get the graphics cards to basically hit 90C, which is crazy.
Okay.
And it gets toasty in this office. I have crammed fans into this case, Paul, at every conceivable place a fan can go. And these AI workloads just fucking peg the system. Absolutely peg the system.
Yeah.
So you might be thinking to yourself, Drew, how deep are you in the AI chain that you think you need something like this?
Yeah. How deep are you, Drew?
I'm pretty fucking deep. I really like the image and content generation stuff. And part of the reason that I decided to do this too is I was doing some research, and you can buy those Blackwell accelerator cards that are basically designed for this workload. But here's the thing. They're not as fast as the 5090. The clock speed of the 5090 is faster than those Blackwell cards. They have a lot of memory, which is fine. But if you're doing things where you want memory and speed, the 5090 is actually the better play. And the fact that I'm throwing in my 3090 in there means that I can run one video card dedicated to a language model and one dedicated to something else. And that has led to some very, very interesting use cases. So I want to call your attention to something here, because this is where I've been spending my time now, because this is my home server and it does a lot of stuff for me. It hosts all my development environment. It hosts Plex. It hosts my AI stuff. It hosts my local LLM. But I've been playing with this thing called Open Web UI. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
All right, let me drop a link in the chat here.
Say a self-hosted AI platform.
Yeah. So basically, here's what this is this is a front-end system, okay, where you can tell it to connect to any LLM you want to, including ones you self-host. And much like OpenClaw or other things, you can give it skills, you can give it tasks, you can give it access to stuff. So, like in my current environment right now, at all times on this computer, I have what is called local LM running. Have you heard of local LM?
I have not.
Okay, so local LM is probably the easiest way to get a LLM running on your computer.
Okay.
It's I don't know if it's open source, but it's free. And when you look at this, you think, oh, this is just a fancy UI for loading models and stuff. But when this is running, it fully exposes an OpenAI compliant API.
Oh, okay.
So you can use the front end application if you want to, or you can run it as a service. And it basically puts OpenAI API endpoints in place on your computer. So now you can go back to like something like OpenWeb UI or OpenClaw if you're that kind of person, and basically say, hey, instead of going to OpenAI or Gemini or wherever, or Claude or whatever, go here. So that's what I point everything at. So then I can run like Comfy or some other image generation thing on my other video card and give that a skill. And I can send it pictures and say, tell me what's in this picture. And then go generate me the same picture, but make this change. And I could do all that from my phone.
That's cool.
Is this useful? Is it fun?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah. Fuck yeah. It's really fucking fun. It's really fucking fun. It's really fucking fun.
Yeah.
I'm
just using like Anthropic models and I'm having a blast all the freaking time.
Well, so here's the thing though. The next step of my journey here is there are some models that are pretty good at coding. They're not as good as Claude. I've tested. Claude is still sort of king, and I started paying for Claude.
Power.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. I've done a 180 on a lot of the shit. I'm pretty gay for AI right now. And yeah, so that was like my big Drew's Computer Corner update. Did I get new hardware? Yes. Did I build it myself? No. Hey, I still had to transplant it.
Still counts.
It still counts. So that was like the big sort of thing. And like I know that's a big number. And like I said, I'm actually
that's a lot. Yeah.
I didn't pay because like that number with tax would be pushing 11, and I didn't pay that much, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually gone up.
You caught it right before the price went up.
Yeah. And again, had I bought all the parts myself, I probably would have paid as much. And the fact that like the cooler was mounted, the hard drive was already in the motherboard, the power supply is rated for what I want to do. Like it was kind of like I started thinking about it. I thought to myself, this is kind of a no-brainer, right?
I can't. A lot of money, Drew.
I can't afford not to, right?
Sure, absolutely. Oh.
But what if I told you? What if I told you that wasn't the most expensive thing I bought last week?
Oh, Drew, what else did you do?
I need to tell you a story.
What happened? Did you buy a new car? Oh.
I need to pause for a second. I need to pause for a second.
Okay.
I love my wife so much. My big beautiful wife. I love her so much. She's so patient with me. She understands my particular mental miss. We've been married for a long time. She gets me. So I can't go into specifics for reasons, but let's just say that I had a very, very profitable year at the company that I work for. And I had an opportunity to, let's say, take advantage of some equity that I had. Not a lot. I didn't go crazy. I could have gone really crazy. But I had an opportunity to take advantage of some things. And I've been driving my BMW M4 competition convertible for almost 3 years now, which is a lot for me. I mean, if anybody knows me, they know that I tend to go through cars pretty quickly. I like having new cars. I like that. I actually like the process of buying a car. And that's why I wasn't able to record yesterday, because I had a really bad day yesterday. for reasons that I'll get to in a minute. But the other big piece of news is that I now own a different car.
Okay.
Now, we like to joke all the time that we have about 7 consistent listeners to this program. I want you to pause the podcast episode. I want you to think to yourself, Drew, or not, what car do you think Drew bought? I'll give you a hint. It's a car we've talked about on this podcast before.
Oh boy, I'd have to dig deep into the notes to figure that stuff out.
Okay. Let me.
I know we talked about a lot of cars.
Yep. So, okay. All right. Hold on. I'm just going to put a link in here. I gotta actually get the link. It is a car that was in the running for when I was looking at cars last time.
Okay. My gut told me Audi, but yeah. Oh wow, Drew. Okay. Yep. That's a nice looking car.
Yep. So it is the Audi RS6 Avant Performance. So 3 years ago, when I was in the market for a new car, this was a car that I was considering. At the time, however, the price was just out of my reach. Could I have done it? Probably, but it was out of my reach at the time. So I ended up going with the M, and I was very, very happy with that car. I have absolutely no regrets about buying the M. It was my first convertible. It was a BMW M car. It was a great car. Was it a daily driver? That's debatable. I think some people say it would be, but it really wasn't. And again, it was great for when Mandy and I were together, but if we wanted to take friends out to dinner, or I needed to go to Micro Center and buy a huge $10,000 computer, it wasn't going to fit in the trunk of my M4.
Yeah.
So I had been kicking around the idea of buying a new car this year. And there's actually a lot of things going on at my house right now. Like, we're gearing up for some pretty heavy home improvement projects for this year. And I have been budgeting a certain amount of dollars for getting my driveway replaced, getting some stuff, fixed in the house, and getting a new air conditioner, which is also something we have to consider this year because ours is pretty old, and it's going to be time, if not this year, probably next year. And getting some painting done that I don't have a ladder big enough to reach, and just a bunch of other little ticky tack shit, right? Landscaping is a constant drain on our finances here, right? So I have been looking at the balance sheet, looking at what I made this year. My income tax return was the big kind of question mark, because again, I don't want to get specific here, because I don't think I'm technically allowed to.
Right.
But let's just say that my income tax situation this year, even before the equity stuff that I could talk about, was going to be interesting. And I was really scared. I was very scared this year about what my potential tax obligation was going to be. And I had to submit a bunch of stuff that basically set my withholding rate for a lot of the things that I'm talking about. I'm being intentionally vague because I think technically I have to be. So just bear with me here. Long story short, I was way overpaid on taxes this year.
Oh, okay.
Like grossly overpaid. And that's inclusive of the consulting work that I do. I still do that, and I still get paid to do that. That is a huge thing that I have to keep track of because, again, like we were talking about a few episodes ago, the money you make from that isn't taxed. So at the end of the year, you have to declare it as income, and then you have to figure out what do I withhold at? What do I owe? That's why I literally just throw papers at an accountant and say, figure it the fuck out.
Figure it out.
I'm not going to deal with it. So long story short, I was way overpaid, which was a relief. But now I'm flush. So
making it rain.
Yep. So I started looking at, conceivably what my BMW was worth. Depreciation hits really hard on performance cars. Hits very hard. But having it paid off helps. And, it was still worth a pretty decent chunk of change. So I was doing a little bit of research, and I was like, man, I really want to see if I could maybe pick up this car. And when I started looking at the numbers and the models that were out there and everything, I was like, this is pretty doable. But that wasn't the only car that I was looking at.
Okay. Okay, so quick question.
Yep.
Before we go on to the next car, what color did you get?
Are you looking at build and price?
I'm just going through the colors right now. I can say there is no bad color for this car.
Okay. Which one do you like?
So, I like the I like the gray.
Which one?
The darker one.
So
The
there's
light one's fine too. Like the light, I don't know what it's called.
Nardo Gray is sort of Audi's signature color for their RS
Nardo
performance
gray.
car,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then they have the Daytona Girl Gray
They-
Pearl
they-
effect.
Yes,
Which
I
is
like that better.
Which is an
Yeah.
interesting thing because the Pearl effect, depending on where you're standing, it looks like it's a different color.
Oh,
So like it shifts depending on how much light hits it. The car that I got was Nardo Gray.
Okay.
Okay. So let's walk through my configuration. So I have Nardo Gray.
Okay.
Leave the wheels like they're the default.
Okay.
I have the Valcona perforated leather with the black red stitching.
Nice.
Okay.
That looks great.
Okay. So now go down to packages.
Okay.
Driver assistance.
Of course.
Matte carbon package, which is going to change the appearance.
Okay, waiting for that to load here. Oh yeah, that got okay. I like that. It gets rid of some of the shiny. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Executive package.
Okay, because why not?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's all from there. And then under individual options, I got the RS Sport exhaust system.
Okay.
And red brake calipers, not ceramic brakes, just the red brake calipers.
Okay.
And that is my configuration.
Okay. I like the little bit of red poking through on the top. Yeah. In the wheels. That's nice.
So those wheels are really nice. I really love the design of them. I'm not a huge fan of low profile tires for a bunch of reasons, but they fucking work, man. They fucking that Y spoke design is sharp. So that is literally the car that I just picked up today.
Okay. Ooh, got it today.
It today. Now let's go into Drew's story time because I've been on the hunt for one of these cars for about a month now. Okay. So there aren't any here in the local Columbus area that are available. Audi doesn't sell a lot of these cars. And if you look at the price tag, you might understand why. Yep. Yeah. It's costly. It's a costly car.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a car that real enthusiasts like because there's really nothing like a fast wagon. Now, my very first car that I ever owned was a wagon.
I owned two wagons in the past.
I had a Subaru Impreza sport wagon.
Both of mine were Fords, but yeah.
I still have a soft spot for a wagon. I love that little Subaru. They're not very common. Very common. And this is the kind of car, by the way, that if you know what this is. And in fact, funny story. So I got this car this morning, drove it home, and we went out to dinner tonight. And as we were walking back to the car, there was a guy walking around the car. and as I was walking close to it, I hit the button on my key fob and it blinked and he jumped up. And he's like, sorry, man, this is like my dream car. I was just checking it out. I was like, mine too, man. Don't let your dreams be dreams. He's like, when did you get it? I'm like, today. It's like literally today. He's like, no shit. I'm like, yeah. So and then as we were driving home, it turns a lot of heads. Not that the M didn't, right? But you look at the M and you're like, okay, it's a BMW M car. It's a convertible. Okay. This is on a different planet. This is completely on a different planet. Not just in terms of the styling, which I love. I love the styling. The performance is insane. It's absolutely insane. 600 and some horsepower, 600 and some foot-pounds of torque. It's insanity. It is insanity. And it just looks like a station wagon, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, here's what happened. This car that I bought from an Audi dealership up near Cleveland, kind of between Cleveland and Akron. Audi Cuyahoga Falls, fantastic dealership to work with. If you're in the greater Ohio area, you need an Audi, free commercial for them. They were really good to work with. But that wasn't the first car that I went to look at.
Okay.
So, long story short, there was a car in Pittsburgh that was almost spec identical to this, but it didn't have the black carbon package. I talked to the salesman on the phone. You know, I found it via the Audi website. Talked to the salesman on the phone. Is the car available? Yeah, car's still available. Okay, you're in Pittsburgh. I'm in Columbus. That's 3 hours away. How much of this can we like get done on the phone, and then I can come to Pittsburgh. We can hash out the final details, sign some paperwork, and everybody's happy. So we agreed to terms on like the price of the car. We agreed on terms in theory about what my trade was going to be worth pending like an actual inspection when I got there. So like they obviously wanted to give me way less. And by the way, like the secret to buying an expensive car like this is to trade in, because the nice thing about trading in your car with equity is not only does it make what you owe on the new car less, you only pay tax on the difference. So that actually makes a pretty big fucking difference. So like if you can come up with half of the amount of this car in equity, which is essentially kind of what I did, you're only paying tax on the difference. And it's 7 or 8%.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So anyway, came to terms on what that was going to be. So he's like, send me a picture of your registration, because it was going to be an out-of-state deal. I had to go get a cashier's check. I had to like call my insurance agent and get a temporary insurance card for the VIN of the car that I was going to buy. Like everything was ready to go. Okay. So Friday, I adjusted my work schedule. I got up super early and I got on the road. My goal was to be in the dealership in Pittsburgh first thing Friday morning. So I did. And I get there. The car's in the delivery bay. Everything looks good. They're just finishing like detailing it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go get some stuff done. So we go up to his desk, and the first thing you have to do is you have to create an account with Audi, because cars these days, turns out, all have apps. You have to have an account. Yeah. They all get over the air updates. They all communicate via the interwebs. They're very connected devices. Cars are some of the most connected telemetry, and depending on what car model you buy, like spyware on wheels type stuff, right? So we do all that. And then it was time to go talk to the finance person. But the finance person was with somebody else. So then my salesman said, why don't we go down and I'll start walking you through the car. We'll get your phone paired up. I'll start walking you through stuff. And when Jen, the finance lady's ready to go, we'll come back upstairs and we'll do all that. And then you can be on your way. And I'm like, fucking great. Right?
Yeah.
So we go down and I create my Audi account on his computer. I download the Audi app to my phone. I log in. Everything was looking good. So the first thing you have to do is when you start up the car, it's like, who's the driver? You need to log in. Like, do you want to log in with a username and password? Do you want to do a QR code? Whatever. Paul, for 45 minutes, we sat there. The car would not log in.
Huh.
Yep. And what do I do for a living, Paul?
Yeah,
I do
stuff.
IT stuff.
Yeah.
So I start thinking to myself, okay, well, obviously, whatever web service this fucking thing's trying to call, it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that this delivery bay is like underground, and I'm thinking, why don't we go somewhere? Yeah, let's pull the car outside and see if we can get it to work outside. Didn't make a difference. Let's join Wi-Fi and make sure that I can like use the QR code on Wi-Fi. No. We tried resetting the infotainment system in the car. Would not connect at all. So I looked at him and I said, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to like figure out why this car doesn't work. And then I'm out of here. I was like rapidly losing my patience, right?
Yeah.
So I go back upstairs. My poor salesman is like trying to figure this out. He's trying to do it by himself. And I felt really bad. Like I kind of wanted to like tell him like, hey, the service department's like right over there. Like you could probably go, you could go ask them for help. Like I'm not going to think anything less of you. I just want this to fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the car wouldn't log in. So long story short, I went back upstairs and Jen, the finance lady's like, you ready to sign some papers? And I'm like, well, Jen, no, I don't think the car works. And she goes, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't know how else to say that statement. Like the car doesn't log in. It doesn't communicate with Audi. And she's like, oh dear, let me go figure out what's going on. So that sort of set off like a chain of events. An hour goes by. Meanwhile, I'm working. I'm taking conference calls. I'm doing everything. Like I told him like I could do things in between like my work because it was a Friday. And
Yeah.
one of the benefits of my job is that I can work from a bunch of different places. So
Right.
I'm working, I'm paying attention to them, I'm doing the things they need me to do, I'm going back and getting on calls, etc. So I had a little bit of a lull. I went downstairs, and now the sales manager's there. The service guy looks at it and says, I can't fix this because it's not a problem with the car, it's a problem with Audi. And I was like, I think you need to try again. Because I mean, I can log in on the Audi app. And I was like, I know a thing or two about computers and like web services and how like cellular services work. How do I know there's not a problem with the car? And they're like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. It's fine. Like, it'll be fine. It probably has to figure itself out. It's been sitting indoors for 6 months. And I'm like, guys, I'm not going to
Yeah.
drive this car off the lot, and then it's going to be my problem.
Right. Especially, yeah.
especially
Exactly.
especially for that much money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, then I started noticing that like the car's outside now, right? So it's in the sunlight. They clearly hadn't detailed it. And like it was like there were smudges on the windows, and I'm pointing that out. And at one point, the sales manager comes out with like one of those diagnostic tools that you plug into the car.
Yeah.
And like he's plugging it in, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like standing next to my BMW. I'm looking at my BMW, and I'm looking at this car, and I'm like, hey guys, can we stop for a second and like actually say out loud what's happening right now? You're plugging a diagnostic tool into a car that has less than 100 miles on it to figure out why it won't work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Like, so like,
there's something wrong with this.
There's
car.
something wrong with this car. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, listen, we understand you drove all the way here. We feel bad. We're willing to discount the car even further. And I'm like, first of all, the number you gave me, my time's worth way more than that. Like, sorry. And
Yeah.
second of all, like, I don't care how much you discount it. Like, I don't think this car works. And by the way, like this MMI system, which is like the name of the infotainment system, kind of a big deal. Like, you need that to work for this car to like do stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not going to buy it and have it brick itself. So thanks, but no thanks. So they were disappointed. I was disappointed. I drove home.
For all you know, there's an issue with like the cellular system in the
Right.
car, and it can't. Yeah.
Could be the antenna. Could be something they have to rip the whole dash out to fix. I'm like, no, not on a brand new car. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
No.
And the fact that like no one really knew what the problem was like a big red flag to me too. So I left. I was disappointed because I really wanted it. But this is one of those things, and I made an Instagram story about this. It's like the number one rule of buying a new car is no matter how emotional you are about it, like don't be afraid to walk away. Right?
Yeah.
Like if the vibes are off, as the kids say, don't fucking do it. Because I've been guilty of that in the past. I bought a Volkswagen Jetta GLI that didn't feel right, but I was like, you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. It's under warranty. Spoiler alert, even if the car's under warranty, think about the time you have to invest to take it to and from a dealer or a shop or whatever to get it resolved. You buy a new car, it should fucking work.
Yeah.
It should just 100%. Fucking work. Now, as this is all unfolding, and I'm like packing up my shit, my phone rings.
Okay.
And it was a salesman at Audi Cuyahoga Falls, which is where I bought the car that I bought today. And funny enough, part of the reason that I drove to Pittsburgh is the car that they were getting was at the port, but they didn't know when they were going to get it.
Okay.
Dude literally calls me while I'm going through it with this other dealership and says, hey, by the way, it just got dropped off. And I'm like, okay, here's the deal. I'm getting ready to leave this place empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need? What do you need from me to get this ready? Because I want this car. I told him yours is a little more expensive. So like, here's what I understand it has an option that the black carbon thing was the only option that was different. So it made it a few $1,000s more. I'm like, I don't really want that. So if you could like kind of help me out, here's what they're giving me in trade. I had the deal sheet from Audi Pittsburgh that I sent them, like verifying that I wasn't like making this up.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you're good with this, we're good with this. We'll get the car ready. I just need you to fill out like an application, send me some screenshots of stuff. And like the only thing that was holding me back is I had this cashier's check. Have you ever done a cashier's check before?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass because you have to make it out to the person you're giving it to.
Right.
So, like,
so it's not like it's not like I could take that. Yeah, it's not transferable. So like I had to get up early today,
go to the bank,
not just go to the bank, go to the bank where I got it and redeposit it. And then like I was able to use a personal check for the down payment and stuff today for this. But like it was just a huge pain in the ass. And then I had to drive another 2 hours up to basically Akron to get this done. But this dealer was way better to work with. Now, funny enough, okay, so funny anecdote to this story, right? Go to get in the car, and it doesn't log in.
Oh, you're like, oh no.
But these people were like, have you ever owned an Audi before? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, how long ago was it? And I said, well, God, it was like early 2010s, I think. I had an Audi S4. And they're like, okay, would you be okay with setting up a new account with a different email address?
Okay, so something was wrong with your account.
I was like, I'm willing to try. So I have like my consulting email address. I have like another outlook.com address. And like, do I care where Audi sends me email?
No.
Not really. So I was like, okay, let's try it. So he basically unlinked the car from the account, like my original like regular email account. I created a new account with a new password. Car logged in.
How about that?
Now, I felt bad, right? Because could we have done that at the Pittsburgh dealership? Maybe. Did that thought think of it? Did that thought ever? I mean, it didn't enter my mind because I didn't think it would matter.
Yeah,
but it never entered their mind.
You also would think that like they would have some sort of diagnostic system they can go in and figure out what's going wrong or something. But like the fact that they were able to like, hey, like maybe they've seen this before, and they're like, which probably means they sell more cars.
Maybe.
And they're like, hey, try this. That's great.
Yeah. So it did log in. We were able to get like my phone paired, and then they were able to like, they have like a dedicated like concierge person that literally walks you through the entire car, which is pretty rad. And BMW did that too, to be fair. I think a lot of these higher end cars do that. But so they walked me through the entire car and we got it. And I drove it home this evening. It's great. I'm super happy. It is like way more comfortable than the BMW, especially for longer road trips. It gets terrible gas mileage. Terrible gas mileage. Well, it actually has what's called a gas guzzler tax.
Oh, because it doesn't meet like the EPA regulations.
Yeah, it's got a big twin turbo V8 in it.
Yeah.
So it gets like 17 highway.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's the
other. That's not great.
That's not great.
Premium gas. Does that take premium gas too?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 17 miles per gallon on the good stuff.
Yeah. Now, anecdote to this story. So part of the reason that I was also a little bit accelerated in doing this is the last year you can get this car with a V8. So Audi has basically said that their cars going forward are going to be hybrids or battery only.
Okay.
Now, BMW already did this. So like the BMW M5 Touring, which is like the main sort of competitor to this model, went the hybrid route. It's bonkers powerful because it's a hybrid power system, but it's like $30,000 more than this, harder to get, and like 1,000 pounds heavier.
Yeah, batteries are heavy.
Yeah. Now, it's got some cool tech, right? But this is the last year you can get this in a V8, and because it has the performance exhaust system, it sounds breathtaking. It sounds breathtaking. And what they did with the RS6 performance, because like this is the RS6 Avant Performance, that's not necessarily different. Like every one of these you buy is now the performance trim. They made the car lighter by removing some of the sound deadening so you could hear more of the engine and more of the exhaust. So it's like, and the car has different drive modes. Like when it's nice and toned down and tampered down, it's got an air suspension that's fully adjustable. Like it's nice and comfortable, like a big luxury car. You hit, just like the M4, like you hit one button, the car completely transforms. You can actually feel the car lower down. So we demoed that when we were walking through it today. And like literally what it does, it's got an air suspension, right? So whenever you tell it to raise or lower, like it literally goes and like you can like see it, like because I was like looking at a spot on the wall, you could literally see the car go up and down. Like it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts how much technology is in this car. So I'm really happy. I'm glad that it was able to work out, and that it's I was having this conversation with my dad. It's like we didn't grow up with all the money in the world.
Yeah.
And we were pretty frugal. And while, I have a lot of expensive hobbies and I spend money on stuff, like, it's not like I'm not going to financially recover from this, right? Like,
Right.
I do. I know that I'm talking about buying a tent, and God, I sound like such a fucking tool right now. I know I just talked about buying a $10,000 computer, and I just bought a super awesome performance sports car. I'm blessed, right? Like, I'm completely fucking blessed. Like, I we could debate whether or not I am a smart person. I am a clever person. I don't know if I'm a smart person.
Okay.
I don't know what I did in a previous life to deserve the things that I have, the things that I can afford, the things that I can do. And I don't want this to come off like I'm some elitist guy who buys expensive shit just for buying the hell of it, right? Like, I still have a retirement fund. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose my house. Like, I am so fortunate to be where I'm at and what I'm doing to be able to do this stuff. So, how's your week been, Paul?
Oh, my week has not been nearly as eventful as yours. That's for sure.
Okay, talk to me. Talk to me
Okay.
about stuff that you did in the fucking 10 minutes we have left on this podcast.
I'll go through it quick. So my Eero Signal definitely saved my work day on Friday.
All right, what happened?
So last weekend, a nice person from my broadband company knocked on my door and said, like, hey, next week we're gonna be like, there's a bunch of houses over there. We're gonna be pulling some more cable. And you may notice some internet disruptions like Wednesday through Friday, because it won't be very long, but they could be frequent.
Huh.
Well, I didn't have anything happen Wednesday or Thursday. Friday was a rough day.
Ooh.
And the Eero Signal totally works. The only issue is I wish it was a little faster.
Okay.
I mean, it takes about 10 seconds for it to realize the internet is out and switch over. Which, if you're on a video call, that's a pretty long ass 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But it does work. It does flip over automatically. I used maybe like half a gig that day of data, because like the disruption was real short. It would go out and be back in a couple of minutes. So I was going back and forth, and it worked great.
Okay. So it did exactly what you needed it to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was able to continue working. Great $50 investment. It totally does the thing.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for you. But like you said, so like, was there something you weren't able to do because of the speed? Like, were you able to get on a video call?
I can do video calls.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't great, but like, again, it was a little choppy because like you would drop for 10 seconds and come back on. And there was one point where it was just happening so frequently, I just gave up. I'm like, I'm like, it was like 3:30. I'm like, I'm just done. I'm done. Yeah. I'm out. Like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Oh, it's all over. I'm gonna go watch TV.
Yeah.
Also, Drew, I'm here to admit that I have been unfaithful.
I don't understand. I looked at the doc, right? I looked at our doc. I don't understand this.
No. I'm playing board games with the people with work.
You're playing what?
Yeah, instead of playing board games with you, Drew, I'm playing board games with other people.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. Nobody loves me. It's fine.
No. We started playing Earthborne Rangers.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. So it is first of all, it's a card game. It's a card game.
Okay.
But it is a narrative story game that you play over multiple sessions.
So it's a legacy gimmick.
It's yes, 100%. In fact, at this point, I don't even know what the point of the game is or how to win. And I think that's on purpose.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this like that game? Oh, it was like the Secret Island or something. Is it like that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, hold on.
This game came out about like, I think 2 years ago, and the other Kickstarter, like there was another Kickstarter. I've had this game for a while, just sitting there.
Okay.
Finally got it to the table. So like basically it's has a little bit of a deck building component. Like your first session, you're building your ranger, and the idea is like, hey, it's like the opposite of Fallout. It's like after the apocalypse, but everything's great now. Earth is healed.
Okay.
And you're this ranger, and you're just trying to help civilization. And you start the first session by building this deck with like, you have cards that represent your personality, your background, and your specialty. So you have this deck of 30 cards that's customized just for you and how you're going to play. And the game is played like a session is supposed to be like one day. And you basically go until you're out of cards, you choose to camp, or something happens. And when you read the rules, the game doesn't look like much on the surface.
Okay.
But when you start playing it, you start seeing these like interactions that start happening. So like anytime you do a test, or anytime you choose to do something, right? Whether it's like the idea is like, okay, like you're trying to travel, so you have to traverse this area. So you may do a traversal test to get progress tokens. You may have obstacles in your way. You may have animals. So you're doing these tests to basically clear cards or like do missions.
Okay.
But every time you do a test, you basically draw a card. It's like, hey, do you get +1, -1, -2 to this test? You know, a little bit of randomness.
Very D&D like.
Yeah, but each of the cards has one of 3 symbols on it. It's like a blue, a red, and an orange. Every card on the table may have one of those symbols on it as well.
Okay.
So after you do your challenge, you start working through this and you look for cards that have that same symbol and it would do an action. So like a good example is there's these they're like Sika bucks, they're deer. Okay. There's also does. If there are 2 bucks together and they get triggered, they fight each other because they're territorial.
Okay.
So they may hurt each other. If there's a prey and a predator, the predator may attack the prey and hurt them. There's other things. And like literally what happened was, so sometimes your day can end kind of abruptly. And what happened was like we started out in like the main station and just through luck of a draw, we met this basically she's an annoying girl who asks questions and she likes just to follow you around. Okay. So you either have to you have to spend time with her to answer her questions or get her to go away. Okay. So we met her once and we dealt with her and went away. And then we started traveling and we're like, oh, okay, we're at this lake and we're trying to help this fisherman find a fishing spot. And we find this weird city under the water and we're diving out into it. And so then we go across the river to find this fisherman, a better fishing spot. And we find that girl again.
Oh, neat.
And also while we were there, as we traveled, this huge hawk started circling over above us, right? So there's this hawk and this girl. And literally what happened was this thing triggered. And what ended up happening is that hawk went down and beat the shit out of that annoying girl.
Okay.
and just knocked her ass out. And then basically like, oh, if she gets cleared with damage or harm, right? So she gets knocked out, read this passage. It's like, yeah, now you have to tend her wounds. The day is over.
Oh, nice.
But it is the way that like I said, mechanically, it's very simple. It doesn't look like much, but you start getting this like organic, like the way the cards interact with each other was just something I have never seen before. This kind of like organic, like storytelling that's happening just based off of just the way that the cards are interacting. And it really like, it starts to really feel alive. Yeah, it's a,
so how many people can play it?
4. I'm playing it with 3 right now.
Okay.
People you can drop in and out too. And like they have I just have the base game. There's an expansion that adds another story. There's an expansion that adds like some new character customizations. And there's like a card doubler pack. So if you want to like, if 2 people want to have the same background, you can buy this pack and do that.
Yeah, so
it's also funny, like this game is designed to be eco-friendly. Like one of the gimmicks is you could literally bury the game in the ground and it would like decompose. So of course the first thing I did is sleeved all the cards.
So okay, so I'm looking at the link, right? And it's like Earthborne core set second printing's $100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then there's Legacy of the Ancestors. What is that? Is that an expansion?
It's a whole nother. So there's one story in the box. That's another story with its own set of cards and locations
and then there's
stuff,
expansions.
Yep.
So what's the difference between a story and expansion then?
So like the story is like a whole new, like if we finish this whole story and want to do more, we can buy that Legacy of the Ancestors and play a whole nother story. There's also like an expansion that adds a new background and specialty. And then there's an expansion that basically is like more of the same cards. Okay. So if you want, if you want to have
deluxe wooden tokens, say less.
Yep.
Interesting. So
it's good.
So I know you're playing with people that you actually like and not me, and that's fine. But here's a question for you. You know the group that we play games with. Do you think they would be into this?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem is like there's 5 of us, and that's a weird number.
And there's no way to get above 4 on this, right?
Not that I know of. Board Game Geek also says like they think like the best player count is actually 2 for this game.
Okay.
But
interesting. Huh. So how far are you into it?
Just one day.
You played one time.
Yeah. So we in a play session, you probably could get through 2 days. But like the first one is like there's a prologue where like you build your deck and it's teaching some of the base mechanics. So we did that, and then we did a day, and we really milked that day, man. We tried to get as much in as we possibly could, man, until that damn fucking eagle just beat the shit out of her, that annoying girl. So we probably can get like 2 days in a session. But again, like at this point, like we have some, like the first mission you get, not to spoil, is like, hey, find this person because he's got a bunch of biscuits.
Okay, I like biscuits.
And then find people to give the biscuits to.
Okay.
So it encouraged you to like travel and start like searching and trying to get people. So we met a couple of people, gave them biscuits. We also used, oddly enough, so we were in this one area, and like depending on where you travel, you get different cards because there's different like ecosystems. So we're like along a lake, and we got these like, basically like there was these weird nasty crab creatures and dens they were in. But one of the things you could do, if you had food, you could put food in the lair to try to lure the crabs back into their lair so you didn't have to deal with them. So I was putting biscuits in a cave, which is not a euphemism. It's just, it was, again, it's really, I mean, if you watch like video reviews, Shut Up and Sit Down, love this game, like no pun included, love this game. Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. It's the way that the cards started to interact was, I was not expecting as much. Like you start, like the way the cards interact, you just naturally start telling a story about what is going on in this world, and it is extremely neat.
Okay. It sounds interesting. I mean, I do love a good deck builder.
Yeah. And as you go, you can get rewards, so you can find new stuff. And then when you camp in between, you can like change up your deck and put stuff, it's pretty neat game. Earthborne Rangers, check it out.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I kind of want to see the components. I'm looking at some of the pictures here, and they do look kind of cool.
I just spent some time 3D printing some upgraded component, more plastic for this eco-friendly game. So yeah, because I have a 3D printer now.
Yeah.
That's
I made this.
My personality.
Exactly. I made this. It's a knife.
Is that a box cutter?
No, I don't know.
It's an actual knife. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like it's. I mean, people are so fucking creative. Like there's no spring in this, but it's like a little piece of plastic in there, where like when you press it, it comes out, and then you press down, and it retracts, and like it doesn't go anywhere, right? Very creative. Cool. Yeah, very creative. I don't know. I haven't done anything like useful. Oh, that's not true. Either. That's not true. I actually printed a couple bullet boxes for some of my different ammo. So that's been kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, buddy, what else?
That's it.
Well,
let's say we wrap it up.
That was a show, huh?
That was a show.
I was proud of you. I was so mad yesterday, man.
I can imagine.
Such a bad day.
Especially after that drive.
Yeah.
You know, like the anticipation going there and it's just like, yeah, fizzles out at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I was like, hey, let's do this tomorrow because I have
Yeah.
content.
The story. Hey, but it all worked out. You got the car today.
I did. Get us out of here.
All right. Doingthebest.com. You can find all the show notes, link to the video version if you want to see these things and Drew's great facial expressions. And hey, thanks for listening.